Okay, today I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup routine. These are products that I use every single day whenever I'm putting makeup on. Sometimes I do a little bit more, sometimes I do a little bit less. I don't always use eyeshadow, but I have moisturized my face. And whenever I'm doing full glam, I will use a primer, but for the day-to-day, I feel like it clogs my pores to use primer. So I always just start off with the Born This Way by Too Faced foundation. I use the shade Nude, and this is just one of the sponges that you can get from your local drugstore, and I already have dampened it a little bit. And I'm just gonna start blotting this onto my face and blending as I go. The next thing that I use is the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And I use the shade Light Neutral. I'm just gonna blot this under my eyes. I have my mirror right here beside the camera, so that's why I'm looking over to the side to apply this. I'm trying to avoid staring in the viewfinder, but let's be real, it keeps happening. I can't help it. Maybe I need to turn my screen around. But I'm just gonna blur this right under my eye to conceal all of the bags that I have, because I have a 14-month-old who keeps me busy constantly, and I only sleep I'm like 4 days past my bedtime. So the next thing I do is brush my eyelashes. I have, you may be able to see, I have lash extensions that are individual, and they last for like 2 to 4 weeks, just depending on how full you originally had them and how much you take care of them. But you can get them filled, and they honestly changed the makeup game for me because they're so much easier to just kind of wear and go with. You don't have to do your makeup every single day, full face. You can just kind of do this, put on a little bit of lip gloss and go. But the next thing I'm gonna do is apply my brow. I will use powder to set my foundation in just a little bit, but I like to apply the brow with, this is Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. And the reason that I like to do this first is because I find it's easier to clean up if your foundation hasn't been set yet. So I'm gonna go in and do the brow, and I'm gonna focus. Let me speed through this. And now I'm just gonna brush those out. And I want to invest in a brow gel. I know it helps to like hold them in place, but I don't have one right now. So I need to make a trip to Ulta soon because I have a list of things that I have been needing, including a new foundation because I am almost out. Now that the brows are done, I'm going to go in with my powder. And majority of the products that I use on a day-to-day are drugstore products that you can find at your local Walgreens or CVS. The Tarte Shape Tape, the foundation, and the brow that you've seen. However, you cannot, but the rest of the stuff you can. So the next thing is Maybelline Fit Me, and you can see I've already hit pan. I use shade 120, and I just use this all over my face. Start under the eye just to set the concealer in the under eye so you don't get creasing. But I also just rub it all over my face because I don't like for my foundation to feel tacky, and I don't want my skin to get too oily. So I use this to help kind of set everything into place and soak up any oils. So the next thing I do after this is a little bit of contouring on the cheeks, and this is Morphe. This you can find at Ulta. It's in the drugstore section though. This is super affordable. Morphe is a great brand. If you are unaware, you need to check them out because I'm telling you, their stuff is very affordable for high quality formulas. This shade is called Vlogger, and I bought it because I wanted to channel my inner vlogger, and honestly it's just a really pretty bronze shade, although I did buy it in the summer, at the end of summertime last year, and it's a shade that I've just had around for a while. It's a little dark for me right now, honestly, but I'm trying to go light-handed because I really like this product, and just like blend, blend, blend. And I go right under my cheekbone on both sides, and then at the top of my forehead and under my chin. And then just to kind of soften that a little bit, I go back in with my Fit Me powder by Maybelline and start out by really kind of carving out underneath, and then softly just going over it to make sure there's nothing harsh and it blends really nicely. Like, I want to look like I have contour, but I don't want to look like I have lines on my face. The key to contour is blending. And this is just like a bronzer, but I use it as contour because I don't like to go in for every day with a wet contour. So the next thing I do after this is usually eyeshadow, and today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. I love this palette. I have almost all of the Naked palettes. My sister-in-law actually surprised me with this and a few others as a wedding gift. So I'm going to be starting out with the shade Limit, this one. And I'm just going right in over my crease and kind of dragging it out all the way underneath the brow up to my brow bone, and then I'm just rounding out the edge. I love these colors. They're so soft and feminine. And the pink undertone, I feel like will help pull out some of the color in my shirt today. So, we're gonna be doing pink. Well, like a natural pink. A wearable, everyday pink, because I want to do a full like glam get ready with me and show you all the tips and tricks and techniques that I have. I'm actually a professional makeup artist and hairstylist, if you didn't know that. So I know a little bit, but I'm gonna be honest, I learned a lot here on this YouTube platform. I feel like the beauty gurus in this industry are very knowledgeable, and they are phenomenal in their talent and skill and artistry. So I've learned a lot here just on YouTube itself. I'm going to use the other end of the brush. This is the brush that came with the Naked Cherry palette, and I love this brush. I started out with the fatter end, and now I'm going to use the smaller end and dip into the shade Nooner. This one. Both of these so far are matte shades. I'm just going to go right at my crease. And I'm also going to go right under my waterline, into my lash line on my eye. And you want to make sure the product looks blended. I'm tapping back into that first color and just softening that edge so it doesn't look harsh, but the crease looks more defined on this side than it does on this side. Going back in with Nooner. And then under the eye again. And then again with that first color just to soften the transition. And I don't want to do a ton more with the crease darkening or colors onto the eye because this is an everyday type look. But I do want to hit right underneath the brow bone. This is from the Naked 2 palette. I love the Naked brushes, and I have a whole entire collection of brushes here. But I have my go-tos, everyone does. So I'm gonna go right under the brow bone with a color called Strange. It's the lightest color here in the palette. All right, it's not gonna focus, but you guys get the point. And it has the most subtle like pearl effect. It's not a matte shade, although it almost looks matte in the pan. It's hard to tell that it has that glow until you see it hit the light. But now that my eyes are done, I am going to set my face. This is Morphe setting spray, and I love this stuff. It's a continuous mist, and it just works like a charm. It gets your face a little bit tacky, which I feel like is great to put on your shimmer eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go in with that same brush that I was using that I just used for my brow bone. And there's a color right beside the lightest color, this one. And it's called Dust. And I'm just gonna go in onto the lid and gently just pat it to add a little bit of highlight and shine. And then into the inner corner. And that is pretty much my eye look for the shadow. I'm gonna brush out my lashes one more time just in case any got messed up while we were applying the shadow. And then I'm gonna apply mascara on my bottom lashes. You're not supposed to use mascara on your top lashes whenever you have lash extensions because it just kind of makes them get dirty and then fall out quicker, so it's better to not. But on special occasions, like my wedding day, I had lash extensions and I decided to go ahead and put mascara on them, so it can be done. But I'm going in with the Essence Volume Mascara. And just going right on to the lower lash line and just pulling them down. Right. And then I'm going to, one more time, just spray a mist of setting spray on my face to apply the highlight. This is Milani Highlight in the shade Strobe Light, and I'm going to just take one of my Morphe brushes and put a touch on the high points of my cheek, the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and my Cupid's bow. Gonna finish off with, this is a MAC lipstick, it's called Sending Love. And it's very hydrating, but it's like as your lips absorb some some of the moisture throughout the day, it is less shiny and gives you more of like a sheen look, which I like because when you first put it on, it has a glossy feel to it. But this is the look. For Everyday Glam, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will link some of these products in the descriptions, the ones that I can find online. So I'm sure they're all on there, but I don't want to make any promises and then not be able to deliver for you guys. So I will link the ones I can find below, and if you have any questions about this, let me know. I want to do, like I mentioned earlier, more of a full glam type video where I show you all of my professional techniques and things that work on my face, and if I was like going out to an event, how I would do my makeup. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.